Money mindset, definitely feeding yourself this morning. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Chef's Table. I'm your host, Chef Katrina. Super excited to be on with you here on this beautiful day. See, today I'm talking to you about finance. Not that I'm going to give you a lot of education or know-how about it. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an accountant. But what I will say is that money mindset is one of the most critical elements when you're building a business online. A lot of times we join companies like network marketing companies, we start our own businesses, and what might be missing is the money mindset. This is the foundation to understanding how money works. I was just talking about this with my sister the other day, and I actually have a couple of good friends here in the area. We were talking about financial literacy. Are we teaching our kids and even ourselves how to understand how money works? How does it flow? How we should be using it? What are some of the best ways? There are things about making sure you're paying yourself first in the process of building a business, which for a lot of us is hard to do, including myself, is to make sure that I'm paying myself that first paycheck, and then the rest gets distributed out to take care of the business. So there is a mindset around money, that we don't often think about, right? We don't often think about, okay, what do I need to understand about how money comes in? Because I was talking about this inside of a training I was doing, and this was actually said to be by a mentor of mine. He says, if you could figure out how to make $1 online, would you continue doing those actions to make another dollar, like to double that? And I was like, well, yeah, of course. If I could make $1 and I understood how to make that dollar, I would absolutely repeat that again to make that money. He goes, so one of the things you want to look at when you get online and you start building a business is you need to make your first dollar, whether it's through your network marketing company, through an affiliate marketing company, or by your own products and services. You have to sell yourself first. You actually have to get value for what you're putting out there. And I said, that really makes a lot of sense, because many times we're told that we just put value out there and just keep giving value, keep getting value, but we don't always ask for the offer. We don't always put the offer out there. We don't let them know there's something to purchase, right? And so that's a big piece of this. So when he said that one, I was like, okay, this really makes sense. He goes, so here's what I want you to do. He's like, I want you to make your first $1, then I want you to double it. And then I want you to take the next, 2 days and then look to double it again. So if you can make $4, can you make 8? If you can make 8, can you make 16? He's like, because what you really want to do is you want to build up the belief muscle that you can make money online, right? So he's like, if you can make $100, do you think now have the resources and the ability to make 200? And it's like, yes. So I have a lot of people that tell me, it's like, I want to build my $10,000 month. And I'm always curious, and I ask, well, have you built a $100 month? If they say yes, I'm like, great. So what did you do to create a $100 month? Because if they want to do and they do those actions again, they'll actually create a $200 month. They'll build the belief level. So once you make your first $1,000, guess what? It's going to be easier to make the next 1,000. It's going to be easier to make 2,000. Once you make 2,000, your belief actually goes up a lot more, and then you can get to the 4,000. If you can make 4,000 doing what you know how to do, and you learn what it takes to get there, you will also make the 8,000. Now, if you can make 8,000 in a month, your belief level will skyrocket. There's a really good chance now at this point that it's going to be super easy to slide into that 10K month. But it's almost impossible. And I'm not saying it's not possible. I've seen some people do it, but not a lot. But the belief level needs to be there first. The ability to know that you can make that money needs to be there first. See, many of us are trained like I was, that we go to our work, we get the income, we have a job, we get paid for what we're worth. And I just remember thinking to myself while I'm sitting there in my chef's chair going, I'm never going to get paid what I'm worth, because the company's only going to pay me what they can pay me. But what if I had a way to make a $10,000 month? What if there was a way to do that? I had seen many people do it. I know it exists. I know it's out there. So knowing that it's possible, let's take a look at what that looks like. So one of the first books I want to just share with you that really think is important, if you haven't read it, it is important for you to read, because this is going to help set up that money mindset for you. It's going to help set up that ability to create the income that you want in your life. So the first thing to read, and this was the book that was handed to me, it was called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, What the Rich Teach Their Kids About Money, Which the Poor and Middle Class Do Not. And I found this a really fascinating read. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. It's I would say a base foundational book for financial education. If you're somebody that's, working in a job, somebody that's on furlough right now, somebody that's considering building a business online, somebody that's looking to get into a network marketing business or become an affiliate marketer or sell your own products and services, I actually recommend reading that book first, or as one of your beginning books, because you're going to learn a lot about how money actually works. And I think that's a critical piece. Often we overlook it. We think it's not important. Oh, I know how to make money. Well, I think we're in a time period now where we don't even balance checks or checkbooks, right? We're not keeping ledgers. Many of us, and including myself, I've actually had to retrain myself to start checking off everything and making sure that I'm financially responsible and I'm doing my accounting and I'm doing everything like every week, every month, and I know where I'm at, because I wasn't doing it and I started to see that affect my business. And it was affecting it in a very negative way. So understanding how your cash flow moves is critical to the success and your ability to create those financial profitable months of those $10,000, $20,000 months you want to create. The other book that I do recommend, which I think everybody should know, is the Cash Flow Quadrant. So the Cash Flow Quadrant is another book. This is Rich Dad Guides to Financial Freedom. So for those of you that are looking to create financial freedom, those that don't want to be reliant on somebody else, those that want to take your own finances in your hands and grow a significant income, whatever that might look like for you, this is a great book to read. Now, I will say this, the Rich Dad in here says that there is the opportunity to be in multiple quadrants. Rich Dad says that you need to be in one or two, but for some of us, especially when we just get started in business, we might be in all four quadrants. And I thought that was really interesting, and I respected that, because as we continue to build businesses, we're going to be looking for mentors, and there are some incredible mentors out there. So I'm always looking. I mean, I've had the privilege of listening to Sharon Lechter, which is the co-author of here. She's the CPA for Robert Kiyosaki, and I had the honor of taking the virtual stage just after her. So I got to hear her presentation, and I was like, nailed it, right? I was like, it's just like, it's the money talk. A lot of times we're afraid to talk money. We're afraid to talk about how to earn money. We're afraid to talk about the expense of business and how it goes. So this is, for me, I've always felt that if we were more open about how we, do business and how you can actually create an income online, we would see more people, or give people more of an opportunity to create the income they want. So, you ultimately are responsible for what you feed your mind. But I will tell you right now, I know for a fact, and I've been reading this and I've been getting mentorship over this over the last 14 years, is that what you read feeds your mind. What you feed your mind, you're able to then create in the world, right? So if you are looking to create financial freedom for yourself, for your family, for your leave a legacy type thing, then start reading and getting yourself educated around how money works. Because I find this a fascinating topic, not only for myself, but as I start to get in conversations with, multimillionaires, billionaires, just how they see money and how they move it, and some of the nuggets they drop down on me. I'm like, this is really, really important. And I always wondered why it wasn't shared more, but it does need to be shared. So like I said, my two books that I recommend, if you haven't gotten it, it's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is by Robert Kiyosaki. Great book. Highly recommend it. And then the other one is Cash Flow, also by Robert Kiyosaki. I would pick them up, grab them on audiobook, whatever it is you want to do. But I've had these in my library. Actually, if I pointed out the library behind me, this whole shelf is actually Robert Kiyosaki's books. Everything from financial, from real estate to mindset to building a business in the 21st century. Like, all of this is important if you're going to be building a business online. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I think, and I know that giving resources and sharing knowledge and being transparent about the journey is really critical as we continue to grow our business. So I want to make sure you guys have a financial foundation, or at least point you towards some books, so you have something to read to educate yourself, right? And inside your education, start looking for a CPA, start looking for an accountant and a lawyer. Like, you're going to need these eventually. So you start reaching out to your network, see who you know, who your friends know. And what I discovered for myself when I started looking at doing this for the first time, I realized I didn't know a lot of people in this industry. And so when I started reaching out, like, who are my millionaires? I remember one day I was at a mastermind. A quick story for you all. And I was sitting there at a mastermind. I was a good friend of mine. We were talking with a lot of people. And I said, it's really important that you ask a millionaire to lunch. And I thought to myself, I don't even think I know a millionaire. And so I had to actually really think. I had to think, like, who do I know that's a millionaire? Who do I know that potentially lives close by that I could reach out and take a millionaire to lunch? And so I went looking, and I actually found one of the gentlemen, Tim Irway. He was owner of a company called Attraction Marketing, or a Magnetic Sponsoring, now Elite Marketing Pro, and soon transitioning to attractionmarketing.com. And I said to myself, I do know a millionaire. I said, I'd really be curious to learn from him what it would take to become, a millionaire. And I said, I would love to be mentored by him, have an opportunity to work with him. And I just held that thought in my mind for so long. And then I had an opportunity where somebody says, well, go ahead and make that call. Go ahead and set that up and go take him to lunch. And I was like dreading it. I was scared to death. I was petrified. I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. And I did, right? So I sat there at Facebook, opened up Messenger, and luckily we were connected through the community that we're both in. And I messaged him and I said something like, hey, I would love the opportunity to pick your brain. Can I take you out to lunch? And I freaked out after I sent that message. I think I closed down my computer. I got up, I went for a walk around the block. I was afraid to get an answer that said yes, and I was just as terrified to get an answer that said no. I was like to perpetual state of scared. And so when I got back and I got up the nerve to open back up my laptop again, there was a message from him saying, absolutely would love to have lunch with you. And, we worked out the day and the time, and he gave me his number. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I have Tim Irway's phone number. Like, just freaked out beyond all compare that I had his number. And I'm like, that is such a powerful tool. Like, oh my gosh. And I pinned it up on my board and I circled the date that we were going to go have our lunch. And, that day was surreal in a lot of respects. Just to let you know, at that time, I had about $12 in my bank account. I had to take him to lunch. So we were meeting up at a hotel. We were meeting at the restaurant over there. I had to drive 90 minutes. It was a 90-minute drive to get there. I had to put gas in my car and I had to pay tolls. And I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to do this and still be able to take a millionaire out to lunch, right? And I thought to myself, if I bounced every single check today or every single transaction today, it would be worth it just for that 30 minutes of sitting down with him. So I got in my car with no AC. I drove 90 minutes. I got there about 20 minutes early for the lunch. I will tell you that it was nerve-wracking to say the least. I went inside. I changed clothes because I'm all hot and sweaty now at this point. It's a nice midsummer afternoon when I'm doing this. So, we get in there, I show up, I'm sitting there waiting for him, and I'm a nervous wreck, and he's not there yet, right? He's late. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, he's not going to show up. This is a total bum. Like he ditched me. It's not going to happen. So I reached out to him and he said, oh yeah, I'm running late. I'll be there in about 15 minutes. And I was like, whew, like heart's just beating out of my chest. And I just remember when he walked up, I was like surreal. Like I couldn't believe I was actually taking this guy out to lunch, this millionaire, this Tim Irway out to lunch. And so we sat out there and, I will tell you that when you sit down with somebody at that caliber level, it is an honor. And to be able to just ask questions and be of service. I remember him asking me, it's like, what are some of the things that you're seeing? How can I help you continue to grow? Like he was really interested in me. He was really interested in my thoughts and my ideas. And at the end of it, he asked me, he's like, what is the one thing that you feel, he asked me one question. He goes, what are 3 things you might do right now to grow your business? And I thought to myself, because I was already in the business, I was wanting to come to him to learn how to launch my blog course at that time. And I was like, I need some mentorship around this. And so he's like, so what are you going to do to get this out there? And I was like, so what might you do to make that happen? I said, well, I can write a blog about it. I can do my videos and I can make the offer. He goes, what is one thing that you might do differently? And I thought to myself, I'm like, and it took a while. I had to really think about what I might also do to grow my business. But in doing what he did with me, he actually gave me, he gave me the power, and I felt confident in myself to make decisions to run my business. And when you look for a mentor, you want a mentor that supports you in making the decisions for yourself. See, the mentor shouldn't be giving you directions or coaching. They should be supporting your decision and having you work through whatever it is you're dealing with to better solve your own issues. right? Because the only one that can grow your business is you. It's not your mentor, it's not your coach, but a good mentor is there to guide you, direct you, to kind of show you the big picture and nudge you along the way and help you inside of that. And it was that day, that lunch changed my business, because at the end of it, he gave me an incredible gift of a course that to this day revolutionized how I built my business. And I know it's locked in the vault and you guys aren't going to be able to get to it, but it is an incredible training that I got from Tim Erway. It was a gift that was given to me. I just remember he was on his phone. He's like, "Hey, Matt, can you just add this to her back library?" And I was both awed and shocked. And I was like, and I knew at that moment, because somebody had given me something like a gift like that it would be wrong if I didn't take advantage of it, if I didn't put it into practice, into work. So when you're looking to build your business, the one thing that I learned inside of this was take a millionaire to lunch. Go find somebody that's in your industry that's successfully building. Look for that person that's in your area and invite them to go lunch. Say, "Hey, I'm in town. Can I take you to lunch?" Because you never know what's possible in that conversation that happens. And it's something that I've always remembered. And it's something that for me has removed a lot of the barrier or the fear of talking to people that are making more income than me. Because what I recognized in that conversation now, years later, was that they want you to succeed, right? The people that have that high level of success actually want more people to have success. And it was the best gift I was ever given. And so, when I talk about what the impact it's made on my life, I continue to share with you guys. That's why I continue to share the books that I recommend for you, because these were recommended to me by my mentors. And if my mentors are recommending them to me, then I absolutely want to recommend them back to you. So I hope you got value from today's Chef Table. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to develop this conversation a little bit more. I will be posting it on my blog later this week. So if you want to stay up to date and you want to know, new trainings, new courses, new things that are going on, then I invite you to absolutely, join my Digital Marketeers. So my Digital Marketeers is my newsletter. This is where I share with you my best tips, trainings, resources, tools, things that have been passed down to me by my mentors. I am now passing down to you. And I want you to have that same experience of being able to have the tools and resources that you need to continue to grow your business. So I'm super excited that you guys jump on with me every morning at the Chef's Table. So thank you, Winnie. I know you're up late joining in us. And thank you, Ellen and Annette. You guys are amazing. Just really, it's an honor to hang out with you all and just say hello, right? Just to be able to say, "Hey, how's it going?" Hopefully you guys are writing some tips down, that these things make sense for you and that you're continuing to grow and lead as a leader inside of your organization. With that, I hope everybody has a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the Chef's Table. And with that, have an incredible day. Talk to y'all soon.